Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 here at Crystal Palace. Thank you for all of your feedback for the transfer window in the last episode. Really appreciate that. It was a great amount of feedback and a number of... It's always a good sign that we're doing something right when you get just as many people recommend one thing as recommend the other, because that means that it's a viable idea either way and we're kind of going in the right direction with our thought patterns, etc. So we have loaned back 2 New York Red Bulls. James Wolfe. The live editor got an update literally yesterday, I think, as I'm recording this. So well after I recorded the last episode, where now we can transfer players. So we have moved Wolfe to Red Bull New York, but only for 6 months. Of course, the American season runs calendar year rather than August to May. So we've loaned him back to New York Red Bulls for 6 months until January, where we can then reassess again. Currently his potential is 89, so we want to make sure that we kind of get him as much first team football as we possibly can, and I think it's the right thing to do to loan him back in the short term, and hopefully he'll grow really well, and then he could maybe become part of the squad as we head into the second half of the season. In the short term then, that means we are going to need someone to come in and fill that squad spot, and that person is going to be, despite the fact that Ahmad was very popular in the comment section, and he was. Unfortunately, he starts for Manchester United, so it's not an option. Noosa was another potential, but he's obviously just moved to Real Madrid, and they won't loan him to me. But someone that is available for loan is Eli Junior Krupi, and he was mentioned in the comment section a couple of times. He also, literally yesterday, as I'm recording this, so as you're seeing this on the day, yesterday scored 2 goals for France's under-21 side. So he's kind of a man of the moment, so to speak. He's quite relevant right now. So we're going to loan him approach to loan him for a year. We can reassess in January when Wolfe comes back. And if we want to move forward with Wolfe for the rest of the season, then we can retract the loan or cancel the loan for Eli Junior Krupi when we get the opportunity to in the January transfer. And he can also play a striker as well, so he's very usable. So I think that's the right thing to do. We have had a young centre mid come through the youth system. We said we were maybe looking for youth player to come through to fill in the extra squad depth role. He's 59 rated though, Nathan Clark. He does have potential of like 84 or 86, one of the two, but he's not perhaps quite as advanced as I might like someone to be for that squad role. I'm hoping we can find someone that's kind of 63 to 66 rated through the youth system that we can bring in. I've loan listed him at the minute. I will keep him if I have to, but I'm hoping that we can get someone through the youth system that we can use that's slightly better. So he's on the loan list at the minute, as is Stevenson. Stuart Stevenson, we've also called up from the youth system. He's got the chip shot and trickster playstyles. And he hopefully will go out on loan and get some decent football. He's the other player that has the mid-80s potential as per the first guy as well. So we're in a decent spot with the squad. This is just more scouts looking for potential pre-gens, but I think we've nerfed all of the pre-gens that need to be nerfed at this stage for the beginning of Season 2. We'll do that at the beginning of every season, and like I say, twice a season we'll reset skill moves and weak foot, etc. to ensure that things don't get too straightforward for us and everybody can do anything on either foot, because that certainly makes the gameplay easier and we're looking to make the gameplay harder. We are going to turn on player-based difficulty for this second season. We'll do the same for Season 3 in Valencia, an episode of which comes to you later tonight, of course. So keep your eyes peeled for that. So we look to hopefully win some trophies and silverware in Spain in our second season there. So we're hopefully going to win some trophies and some silverware here at Crystal Palace this second season as well. You are correct that if it were real life, we would be in the Champions League along with Nottingham Forest rather than replaced in the Champions League by Nottingham Forest. But unfortunately, the game is the game, and it's put me in the Europa League because it can't cope with having more than 4 English teams in the Champions League, which is annoying, but I don't believe there's any way around that with a live editor at all, unfortunately. So if there is, then by all means let me know, and I'll try and artificially put us in the Champions League, but I don't think that's a thing. So I can ask around other creators, etc., and ask on social media too, because it's going to be a couple of episodes before we get there. They've said yes to a 1-year loan. They would like me to pay all of his wages, and I'd rather not pay all of his wages. But obviously, we have money to spend, as you can quite clearly see from the budget there. We've got £170 million in the budget. So I could go out and spend all of it on loads of good players. But we kind of want to lean a bit more realistically, don't we, here? That's just not going to happen. That wouldn't happen in real life. I'm not going to be interested in Slater at this stage. Looking for pre-gens in in America, just in case someone crops up in MLS, and they certainly haven't. Now Rome are interested in Slater. I might actually make Slater... I might block all offers for Slater, actually. That might be something that I'd be interested in doing to try and keep him at the club and just avoid any sort of recurrent offers for him that wouldn't be realistic. So I am actually going to just block offers for Slater so that we can keep him at the club for the time being, because he's not really done anything to be signed by PSG, so to speak, as of yet. That's just the game being like, oh, I see in the back end, in the coding, that he has great potential. Let me buy him. Is that not... Can he actually prove it first before you start sniffing around? Great. That's Goodman on his way out. That happened very quickly. There he's on his way to SK Rapid, which is Rapid Vienna in the Austrian League. Extra £1 million for the bank balance we certainly don't need at the moment. So we're going to look to... is that... No, he's just negotiating that. So we're going to look to start the league season with West Ham. We've got them away, then we've got Forest at home, which will probably sim, and then Fulham away as we head towards transfer deadline day, which we should get to today, hopefully, throughout the course of the remainder of the day. Stevenson out on loan to Cardiff would be great. I think Cardiff did get promoted to the Championship again last season, so that will be a decent level for him to get some first-team football. I'm hoping those youngsters will grow really, really, really well. We'll wait and see. Leeds have bid for Eddie Nketiah. Now, Eddie Nketiah is very usable, but he's also... Nah, I'm going to reject that for now. He's also been a good squad player for us. If that had happened in the first season, I might have actually been like, yeah, go on then. But after actually playing with Eddie Nketiah, he's been good enough to warrant keeping as part of the squad. In the short term, certainly. So we will do that. Mustafa's going to go out on loan to Hull for 2 years, which is going to do him the world of good for his loan football and his development. Hopefully he grows quite well. I'm not actually sure what his potential is. But we're not far away now from this first league game of the season against West Ham. So we will look to do that as soon as possible. People keep bidding to try and buy Josh Reed, but obviously he's going to be our go-to backup fullback, or one of the go-to backup fullbacks. And Calcio Padova. No idea who they are, but yes, you can have Nathan Clark on loan for a year. We'll hope to find someone else through the youth system to be able to fill that squad void there. So I think we're in a good spot with the youth system and with the squad as it currently sits right now. Thank you for all of that feedback. We have enacted a couple of aspects of that, and we would have gotten Ahmad over Krupi, but unfortunately Ahmad starts for Manchester United, so I don't have the opportunity to do so. Adam Ramola is in the process of actually being sold, so if he'd actually just sign a contract with someone else rather than just turning them all down, that'd be great. Steaua Bucharesti maybe, and another bid for Josh Reed, even though he's not played a single minute of football yet. And then again, continually, this is just the youth scouts looking for pre-gens, but I do think we've caught everyone already, so I don't think we're under any real threat of finding broken pre-gens. And if we do find a broken pre-gen, I can mud him with the live editor. So do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save thus far. Hopefully we can have a really strong second season here at Crystal Palace. Would love to win a trophy or two if we possibly can. But for now, I'm going to dive into our first Premier League game of the season. Our first time playing the game after, of course, losing the conference final to Fiorentina, which we hope is something we don't replicate in cup finals moving forward. Subscribe to the channel. Come and join me on stream. Let's go and play the Hammers. Right, West Ham line up in a 4-1-4-1, which is quite defensive for them. Luis Junior in goal. Carl Walker-Peters, Aguirre, Todibo, and El Hadj Malik Diouf. Socek, Somerville, Ward-Prowse, Medeiros Fernandez, De Kuyper in midfield, and Niklas Füllkrug up top at striker. They no longer have Jared Bowen. So we'll wait and see if that significantly affects their creativity or whether they're still able to do something decent with the 4-1-4-1 they have with De Kuyper in midfield. But certainly they need to replace Jared Bowen in their squad, I would have thought, if they're able to keep themselves in the division this year. I'm not surprised that West Ham are still in the Prem in game, but they really don't look great in real life right now, do they? I'll have that back, thank you. Apparently I won't. Füllkrug with a shot, well held by Dino. Right, we've got ambitions. In fact, the board certainly have ambitions of us finishing top 4 again this season, and we'd love to finish top 4 again if we can. If not, maybe challenge slightly higher. But we'll wait and see how things pan out. You can only take it game at a time, and it's match day 1. So we start here. Amora with his first action as a as a Crystal Palace player. Yeah! Nearly gets an assist immediately. What an effort from Uche that was. Curtis Jones with space. Curtis Jones deflected. Oh, Uche's not done that in his life. He scored 1,000 goals last year, and none of them would have been anywhere near as good as that one would have been. Uche spraying the passes as well as having the efforts on goal. Amora now floats it, and Curtis Jones is there, and it will fall to Uche. The shot is well blocked by, well, really a falling to Debo. Wharton with the delivery. Keeper's going to come. It's not convincing from the goalkeeper, but it is, in the end, ultimately effective. Can't get there. Decent delivery. Lacroix got something on that, and it will be a corner. Fulcroof's going to be quite the battering ram up top for West Ham here. And that was a decent leap by Neefagerd, but it has gone over the top of the bar. He's connected with that really well. If that is more to the right, then maybe that dips before it reaches the bar. Ward-Prowse. Nice tackle by Quinton Timber. We will go through the middle. There's a bit of space here for Uche, which has disappeared quite quickly, unfortunately, but it was there to try and be exploited. Lacroix to Wharton. Try and Wharton and Curtis Jones the other way round in this second half to try and make the most of Curtis Jones' finesse shot ability, but it hasn't really worked out that way. Wow. Wolves have now taken a 2-1 lead against Arsenal. They were previously losing by a goal to nil. Looking for Amora down the line. Cut back on that right. Deliverable. Did that hit a hand? It didn't, apparently. We're dominating things at the minute, though, as you can see. Nearly 70% possession. All of the chances on goal, but none actually going in. Curtis Jones lift it for Amora, who's in behind now. Oh, but he's offside. That was really close. They're making a change. I'm hesitant to make one of my own because we're playing really well. We just can't get the goal. Maybe we give John Duran a debut and see if he can force a way through. Curtis Jones is a bit tired at the minute, so let's bring Weston McKennie on instead and give him a debut as well. William Weston McKennie, his first action is to put in a good tackle. Tried to squeeze that with John Duran and it didn't work. But he's worked hard to win it back again. Or at least make up for the mistake by forcing them out for a throw-in. Oh, it's a lovely turn by Somerville. Ward-Prowse. Weston McKennie steps in nicely again. Already looking like a decent acquisition. John Duran can't quite find the ball down the line to the teammate. Nor can he make up for it on this occasion. Somerville's just made it past Slater there. Now we'll be in a little bit of trouble here. Going to have to bring Diamande across. Looking to the back post. De Kuipers nodded that down to Fernandez. And ultimately, I think that's the wrong thing to have done. Right. Space for Amora out on the wing. Just need to figure out where we're going to go with it. So at the minute, Coldwater Pieces is just backing away in here to Weston McKennie. Oh, nearly made it past two. Chink past one. Nearly past the second. And in the end, they come away with it. We're in second half stoppage time now, so it does look like we're going to motor towards a 0-0 draw here against West Ham, unfortunately. We've had chances, but they've not been great chances, in all honesty. We haven't created anything clear-cut where you'd say that's a high XG chance that should have gone in. A less than sensational start to the new season, but from tiny acorns, mighty oak trees grow. Arsenal were able to find an equaliser against Wolves, so if someone like Arsenal is drawing 2-2 against Wolves, I think we'll take a 0-0 draw away from home against West Ham. Thank you very much. Clark has been loaned out now. That's gone through and confirmed. He's gone to Calcio Padova. Don't know who they are. Some random Italian second division team, one imagines. Henderson is now 84 rated, which is cracking, and is going to continue to grow as well. Superb, Chief. Right, match day against Forest at home. Said we were going to sim this one. I'll put John Duran in to start. Other than that, I'm not going to make any changes to my team. We get 2-1 defeat. John Duran does score his first goal for the club. Cali Mwendo grabs a brace, though, in Nottingham Forest. Win by 2-1 at Selhurst Park. Not ideal to start the season in such a way, but there are 36 games left to be played, so the fact that we're 15th now doesn't necessarily mean anything. We'll do what we can to try and change that. Finally, Adam Ramola has signed a contract with someone else. I was kind of fearing that it was bugging because he was asking me for a new deal and then turning down everybody else. And I was like, does that mean I'm not going to be able to get him out of the club? But no, he's gone out the club. Adam Ramola's sold. This is now continually bugged because I've manually brought Krupi to me. He's actually at the club now. So that's gone well, game, hasn't it? Right, Fulham next in the next game. Oh, good. Imre is another one who keeps asking me for a contract and then turning everybody else down, but hopefully eventually he'll agree to go somewhere else as well. Fulham in 3 days' time, away from home. That should hopefully, he says, having drawn and lost the first two, should hopefully be 3 points. 9 unread emails, Christ. Our match is rescheduled for Europe. Okay. Who have we got in the Europa League then? That should be the Champions League because screw you game. Oh, screw you game with your stupid bug and all. Just, that's a PC only thing where it just zips to the right and then doesn't let you move left. So we have Paris FC in our first European game. Also got Wolves in the Carabao Cup there. Lask from, I want to say Austria. Sporting. Trabzonspor, Juventus, Club Brugge, Malmö, and Lugano. All right, a couple of really difficult games in there, but certainly we should be able to get enough points to get ourselves through to the knockout stages. The board want me to win the Europa League this year, so, well, my job might be on the line later in the season. I'm not entirely too sure. Oh, we're getting the whoosh on the way to Craven Cottage. It must do this for clubs in the big cities that have multiple clubs around them. So I've only seen it do it for London and Birmingham clubs, I think. Right by the riverside at Craven Cottage. Time to take on Fulham. You're not going to give me the thingy, are you? No, it's not going to give me the graphics. Okay, well, here's Fulham's lineup for you. In a 4-2-3-1 with Frédéric Reneuve in goal. Timothy Castagna, Dan Burn, Joachim Andersen and Javi Gallan. Sasha Lukic and Sander Berger holding with Magnus Aklius, who was on our shortlist from Monaco, you might remember. He's now signed here for Fulham. John McGinn on the left with the captain's armband. Emil Smith-Rowe at cam. And Rasmus Højlund, who was at Man United early, when I started recording. He was at Man United. So he's moved to Fulham in the last 2 weeks in game as well. Some options on the bench, the more obvious Fulham players, and then the occasional non-Fulham player who they've also signed as well. Kevin's up at 78 rated. Paulo Gazzaniga's a decent goalkeeper for them to have as well. We are, as we were for the last game, in personnel, but hopefully not in terms of result. Nice tackle by Malagusto. Start things off right. Wharton looking to spread things brilliantly, and we are immediately in with Ismail Assar, and you don't catch him. You can stop him though. Brilliant stop by Reneuve. That was absolutely, certainly going to be 1-0, I thought. And so did you when I broke through. So much so you probably skipped forward in the video sometimes when that happens a little bit. You're like, well, he scored. Let's see what's happening next. Well, not me scoring, apparently, is what's happening next. Curtis Jones will dink. That was meant to go to Uche. It hasn't, but Amora will stand this up. And Curtis Jones doesn't win the header, actually. Amura's first touch is so good. Let's try again. Get there, Uche. All right. Well, I'm trying my hardest. I just haven't yet been able to score so far today for some reason. I'm not going to get a better chance than that Ismail Assar one, am I? That's the sort of chance we just didn't create at all against West Ham. Now we have created one here, and I still haven't bloody scored it. Uche telling Sarr to go. And playing him in. His touch is great. Lay that in front. Uche first time. Reneuve with a brilliant save again. Top stop by the goalkeeper. Very much keeping his side in it here. We could be 2 to the good. Flicking that on. Curtis Jones will bring this down. It's going to be Danny Slater. Slater with a very heavy touch is what it is. Reneuve with 3 saves in the opening half. 2 of which saved certain goals. They might be in here. Rasmus. Team Mande just decided he wanted to be bulldozer there. It was like, you are not coming through. They've still created the chance, and they've wasted it, because that is a tame effort from Rasmus Højlund, who should have done significantly better when presented the opportunity. And he's not good enough from him. Gosh darn it, Leroy. Aklius, Timber with him. Danny Slater trying to get to Aklius now as well. Fulham been very good here. Javi Gallant forward from left back. Run straight into Malagusto. Oh, brilliant from Sander Berger there. Never mind. Not so good from John McGinn in the end. Jones, Amura. Bit of footwork, trying to get away. Curtis Jones is here. Amura's going again. Amura's in behind here, but there's not really much to pull it back to. Jones, edge of the box. Here's Scott Wharton. Adam Wharton even. I keep saying Scott. It's been a whole bloody season, Ches, and you're still calling him by his brother's name. You can tell that I'm used to playing in lower leagues, can't you? Wharton, Sarr, around the corner looking for Uche, just can't cut apart any defence so far this season. One time I did it with Sarr, I missed the opportunity, and they would have been the 1-0 goals that would have gotten us victories last season, that so far this season, by not taking them, are ensuring we get points, singular, or nothing at all. Fulham 1, Crystal Palace 0, 66th minute. Man United 3, Arsenal 1. Well, I compared my start to the season to Arsenal's after one game, and it looks like I'm going to be comparing my start to the season to Arsenal's after two as well. Looking for John Duran here, away from the defender. Needs support though, and there just isn't anything presenting itself centrally. I fouled the man there as well, so even if we do win it back, if we get a free kick. Oh, 4 minutes to go. Ah, come on! I can't do anything! This is so frustrating. Get to that. Looking for Amora. Duran, make the run, John. Don't just stand there, pal. He's trying to just bully his way through. And he did. He got through two. Couldn't get through the third. That's a lovely take by Rasmus Højlund to turn away from the defender. He's had a brilliant game for Fulham here. And we are going to lose by a goal to nil at Craven Cottage to Fulham. Well, 1 point from our opening 3 games isn't exactly the whole finish in the top 4 style form I was hoping to begin season 2 with. But maybe player-based difficulties had an impact on that? I don't know. I don't know, is there any star players in the teams that we've played today? But maybe it has made a difference. We'll find out over the course of the full season. Arsenal pulled it back to 3-2. But we are currently 16th after 3 games. Hooray. Arsenal are in the relegation zone though. So don't worry too much. 16th! Insert Unipenthes memes. Right, deadline day. Kai Havertz might be on his way to Monaco apparently, which should be quite the move for him and unexpected. Trey Hume to Lille. Boulaye Dia to Getafe and Alexandro to Frankfurt are the 3 biggest so far. And they still are, as Suzuki, the goalkeeper, moves to Deportivo Alaves from Parma. Ferdi Kadiolu sold by Brighton to go to Leipzig for a minimal fee. Ferdi Kadiolu significantly better than that, I think. Profundi goes out on loan. There's nothing massive happening so far, is there? That is Rashidi Joseph, Patreon player, moving from Leicester to Strasbourg. We'll update the spreadsheet, of course, by the end of the window. Diogo Costa finally moves from Porto for 50 million to Paris Saint-Germain. That's a big one. Gogorza moves from Midtjylland to West Ham. That's intriguing. Tottenham have bid for Maxence Lacroix, but Tottenham can politely go away. Anything else going to come in? Sasha Bowie to Stade Rennais. Prestiani to Atleti. I don't know anything about Prestiani. Faberski is not a Patreon player, but still made a move there with no face. Just Doig, always a recommended player in the comments section. Posh or Push from Bologna to Ajax. Might be a replacement for the other guy. I can't remember if he was a right back or not. It's a quiet window. Wilson Odobert from Tottenham to Mallorca. Quite deadline date. Mateus Nunes leaving City to go to Sociedad is an intriguing one. And now Frankfurt would like Eddie Nketiah. I'm going to continually turn down bids for Nketiah because, like I say, I think he's still got very much a part to play this season for us. Lenormand might be going to Arsenal, but doesn't seem to be going through at the moment. Searle off to Bournemouth. Looks like it might happen. John Gushin leaving Spurs to go to Anderlecht. Where are all the big deals? Such a quiet deadline day. Really quiet deadline day. Are we going to get anything massive on the final hour? No. Everybody's just decided that they're happy. I mean, I've got 170 million sat in the bank and I'm not spending it. So maybe I shouldn't be massively surprised. Like, sides might just be happy with the squads that they've got. At the minute, obviously, whilst I'm saying I'm happy with the squad that I've got, I have drawn 1 and lost 2 of the opening 3 Premier League games. And we're going to get a world-class centre mid in here. Striker, CDM, left wing, right wing. I'll be honest, when I was looking for a CDM, didn't expect him to actually be better at striker. Yeah, that's not really what I was asking for, actually, as it happens. So I'm not going to bother with him. And we'll reject the others as well. We do have 2 scouts out looking at the same time. So we should get that second scout report back in a few days as well. There you go. So we progress slightly further forward. We've now got Newcastle in the league, which will obviously be the first game of the next episode. Ismail Assar, I'm changing to right wing, but that hasn't changed his overall rating. But his overall rating is about to change. We'll train him in other places, other roles to try and get that rating up quicker. But I don't think he's going to grow any higher than 82 or 3 this season. 200 emails is just going to be that one. And interest in patron players. I'll show you the transfer roundup, etc. a little bit later as well. There you go. 62 rated. Arthur Shepherd. 85 potential. 54 rated, but 88 potential for Sean Beckett. Well, is Arthur Shepherd the player that we were looking for then? I think he might be. That's why we loaned out the other guy. So let's call you up and you can come into the fray then. Thomas Gale will say no to, and Jamie Kendall will say no to, but rather obviously an 88 potential player we're going to sign up. So a couple of youngsters brought into the fold then at the next possible opportunity, and we will call... was it Shepherd? Yeah, we will call Shepherd up. 70 pace, low driven shot trait, 67 short passing. Tackling's not amazing, but he's a centre mid, not a CDM. Slide tackle. I was kind of hoping for a CDM, but we can change roles around. Half winger is what apparently is best at. He's got decent stamina already. That's decent. He's probably more box to boxy, isn't he, than anything else? 18 weeks to box, yeah. Let's do that. And then we'll call him up to the first team as well. And Beckett, I mean, he's going to grow quite quickly by the looks of things, but, well, hopefully, very quickly. But I can't call him up yet. I can promote Shepherd to the senior team. He'll go into the rotation 11, but let's give you the transfer history then for all clubs this window. So there were some big deals that went through. Gabriel to Real Madrid, Joško Fadiol to Dortmund, second and third to the only £100 million plus deal, which is Nuno Mendes to Atleti. Pino obviously was us. Schlotterbeck to Arsenal replaces Gabriel, although they signed Schlotterbeck before they sold Gabriel. Karnaseki to Napoli, Cucurella to Juventus, Lewis Hall to Roma. Akliouche we saw come in to Fulham because we just played against him. John Duran was me. Mateta was me. Zaccagni to Dortmund. Zaccagni's supposed to be really good, isn't he? I think I've highlighted that before. Chelsea have sold Reece James to Monaco. That's an intriguing one. Roger Ibanez to Arsenal. Another centre-back that they've... 88 pace. Are you sure? Wow. Endrick to PSG. They've sold Endrick because they've signed Antonio Nusa. Jared Bowen went to Frankfurt. That's where he's gone. Amura was me. Omega went to Betis. He was mentioned in the comment section when we were looking for striker. Jadon Sancho's gone to Villarreal. He was at Man United when we were looking at him earlier, obviously. Rudiger to Liverpool. Yuck. Schade to Marseille. Minter's out to Wolfsburg. Kenda. To be fair, Giovanni Kenda is one that I'm probably happy to manually transfer. We decided that those that weren't, or those that had moved from the club that they were at, and shouldn't have because they'd recently transferred there, we aren't doing those transfers now because we're in season 2 already, so it's probably too late for that. But Giovanni Kenda should have been at Chelsea all along and actually didn't make the move. That's like Mustafa that we brought to us from Nuremberg, who should have been at us. So Giovanni Kenda is someone I probably will move from Inter to Chelsea because that's the squad he should be in. Iliman Ndiaye has got 30 million for Lenny Euro. Wow. Eric Garcia out. Marcos Llorente to Bayern. 26.8 million. Oh, he's 31 now, but still, he's a hell of a player. David Neres, Cadiolo we saw. Yereme at Paris FC, who will play against, of course, in the next episode. Rasmus Højlund to Fulham, scored the goal that beat us. Galinci Hartman moves from Burnley after just a year. Diogo Dalot's out. Joao Cancelo to Juventus. Man United made a lot of transfers, haven't they? Luis Junior was in goal against for West Ham, after signing for Villarreal, who have also signed Conrad Lehmann. Fatawu was recommended to me in the comment section. He's gone to Bournemouth. He doesn't actually look that great, Fatawu. It's kind of pace and nothing else, really. Right, I'm going to go and sort the Patreon spreadsheet out, see which of you have moved, and then we can fully finish the episode. So there have been quite a few transfers, actually, in saves so far, either permanent transfers or free agents signing for clubs. You can see here that Patrick and Will have swapped Everton and Bradford respectively for Real Sociedad and West Ham. 3 free agent signings for Celta Vigo, Augsburg and Boca Juniors for Adstar in goal. Leicester for Strasbourg, we saw on deadline day for Rashidi. Catherine's moved to Real Betis. Jake has decided he's had enough of being a free agent and has gone to Mallorca. Bologna is the destination for Andrew. Then free agent to Lens for Cameron. And then we've got free agent to Udinese for Jack. Free agent to Valencia for AJ. Oxford for Newcastle for Arthur Sales, which is Sean Dolan's player. And then Nolan has gone from Cambridge to Mainz. Breda for Yella. And then Schalke, well, actually, to be fair, he's started as a free agent, but he asked to start at Breda, and I didn't have the possibility to do so because it was the free agent, not the free agent, it was the live editor thing. But Yella was one of the Patreon players that was down as a free agent because they hadn't left a comment, who then subsequently left a comment and told me which club he'd like to be at. So any of you other Patreon players that don't have a club that didn't leave a comment, do either come and let me know on stream or leave a comment on the Patreon post, and we'll be able to get you guys where you're supposed to be in the position that you would prefer to be in, with the etc, etc. It's handy that we're on Rashidi Joseph. Speaking of Strasbourg, we are going to move Kenda to Chelsea, and it's been brought to my attention as well that Omega, who was at Strasbourg, who's now obviously moved in this most recent window, should also be at Chelsea. So we're going to move Omega to Chelsea, even though he's gone to Real Betis, and we'll also move Giovanni Kenda to Chelsea as well. So we'll get those done. 36 wage-wise, what's he currently on? 3,500. We'll just match wages at the clubs that they've moved to. And then Giovanni Kenda, we will move as well. So it's 88 potential for Giovanni Kenda, to be fair. So he looks like he's going to be very, very good indeed. We'll replicate that, and then £21,000 a week. Is him at Chelsea now as well. Sorry, Sporting. Sorry, Inter, but it's supposed to be that way. Thank you. Right, thank you to David Enke for subscribing for the 37th month at the end of the episode. Whilst he does that, you guys drop the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. Come and join me on stream on Twitch. Link in the description down below, and you can see we're also on Kick as well. But for now, that's all for this episode. I shall see you in Valencia tonight, and then back here for Palace tomorrow. Bye-bye.